I went in my yard today and I found 1, 2, 3 acorns. And I got these acorns because I got a lot of squirrels in my yard. I got oak trees. And it was just a way for me to say to Peanut the Squirrel, man, we thinking about you, Peanut. And your friend Fred the raccoon who was killed, we thinking about him too. We're sorry that our crazy government took the time to go harass a family behind a squirrel. Now, this is prison and crime related channel, so we're going to talk about this because they sent agents of the wildlife fisheries, I don't know what it was, but they sent animal control agents, and I believe they might have sent FBI agents. Man, New York is crazy. I would never want to live in New York. Y'all crazy. I live in the South. I live in Louisiana. We ain't never got to worry about nobody coming harass us or arrest us behind a squirrel. Listen, should you have a squirrel for a pet? I wouldn't want to have a squirrel for a pet. You know how many times I've been working on jobs and been in the attic and squirrels tore things to pieces? Listen, I don't want no squirrel for a pet. But sometimes people find squirrels when they babies and they save them. And that's what this man did. He found Peanut the Squirrel as a baby because the mama squirrel was killed, and he raised Peanut the Squirrel from a baby. Peanut the Squirrel was just like a dog or a cat. Now Peanut the Squirrel is just gone. Euthanized. It's a shame. It's a tragedy. It broke this family's heart. If you could look at the channel, the man and his girlfriend, or it's his wife, I don't know, but they're crying in the original video. They're broken down in tears. Then they show video of the house that was ransacked. Yeah, it was really like the feds kicked in these people's door because they had drugs in it or illegal something, or they were doing something criminal. Man, they just had a pet squirrel and a pet raccoon, but then they had a farm. So what is it? Maybe the government wants their land. I'm just saying, you could say it's conspiracy. I'm just trying to figure out what went wrong. How does the government got time to send half a dozen or a dozen agents, whatever it was too many. One person was too many to send to somebody's house for a squirrel and a raccoon. Are you kidding me? Man, in the South, if I call the people and tell them I got a rabid coyote around, the police going to say, oh, it's going to be all right, just go inside. They ain't going to send nobody. The rabid coyote is just going to be around for a while till they got time to get to it. If it's during the Saints game, they probably definitely ain't never going to get to it because ain't nobody going to show up because they all doing something stupid watching football. But what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes squirrels can be good pets. A man recently had a squirrel, and you can go look this up on the internet on YouTube. He had a squirrel that was protecting his house like it was a pit bull or a Rottweiler. It was a guard squirrel. This guard squirrel, man, was trying to break in his safe, his gun safe, and when he was trying to get in, that squirrel tore his hand all up. The police knew who it was when they came to the man's house because they found somebody with their hand all chewed up. And they said, what happened to your hand? The man said, man, the squirrel kept eating my hand, kept tagging my hand. And this squirrel is good. They're not taking this squirrel. And I bet you one thing, all the uproar that was raised, ain't nobody going to be messing with those squirrels no more. You know? So supposedly, they found the person who's responsible for reporting Peanut the Squirrel to the so-called agencies, the wildlife and fisheries agents or animal control agencies. And see, some lady, supposedly, I don't know this to be certain, I'm just reporting what they saying online and on the news. A lady named Monica Kesler or something like that. And now she deleted all her accounts. Now listen, if she's the one who really called the animal control behind the squirrel, she should be ashamed of herself. But to me, I always say things are deeper than what it seems. You see, because right now, the wildlife and fisheries or the animal protection agencies or whoever it was that went to them people's house and ransacked their house with a half a dozen agents or more, they are trying to find a scapegoat. That's right, a scapegoat. No pun intended, because these people are saving animals. They trying to find a scapegoat so the focus won't be on animal control and the New York government for sending all these resources out to somebody's house behind a squirrel. So now this lady is the scapegoat, who's supposedly the Karen lady, Monica, who's called the agency. She's the scapegoat. But I think it's deeper. Whenever they start tossing out scapegoats, that's when you got to pay attention deep, and you got to say that there's more to it than this. And it's possible that this story is way deeper than you think. I mean, I don't know if this dude owns his own land or not, but at this point in the game, it's a shame. But we the people, man, we can't even trust our own government. It's so corrupt and crooked. Remember, they supposed to represent us, we the people. Man, we the people, we in trouble, depending on what you believe in and what your viewpoints are, and if you won't get in line and line up. But Peanut the Squirrel, when me and my wife saw the video about Peanut the Squirrel, because me and my wife, we don't watch a lot of garbage on TV. We watch a lot of YouTube, you know, stuff that's more laid back if we can, such as animal stuff. And we ran across Peanut the Squirrel, but by the time we ran across Peanut the Squirrel was euthanized. He was gone. Rest in peace, Peanut the Squirrel. And so, you know, I have this channel. It's prison and true crime related channel where we talk about stuff. And this to me is an egregious crime. And the owners of Peanut the Squirrel are filing lawsuit from what I understand. And I hope they get every single penny they can get. I hope they break the bank on the fools that tore up their house behind a squirrel. A squirrel. We done lost our ever-loving minds. Man, it's like Big Brother, man. You can't keep calling the police on every little minor thing that you disagree with that somebody does. I had a pet squirrel. My mama used to feed the raccoons in the swamp. She had a whole slew of them. But this deep down at the bottom of Louisiana, the only people who said something, that they might say something to neighbors, you know, because they don't want no raccoons on their porch. But they wasn't calling nobody. You got to watch because they'll just poison they'll poison the raccoons down there. I think that's what they did. So my mom's raccoon got poisoned. But you know, my mom feed them Pop-Tarts. They eat out your hand. They eat popcorn out your hand, everything. They come up to the door at nighttime. Even during the middle of the day, the raccoons will come get something. Man, but it's a shame that Peanut the Squirrel was euthanized because we as a society have lost our mind. You know what? Think about all the stuff, all the crime, all the issues. New York has been all over the news with illegal immigration. It's a big, big, big deal. And taxpayers' money is being thrown. They can't keep up. It's such a big deal. And all of a sudden, you think we wasted, you know, tens of thousands of dollars on a so-called rabid squirrel? And you could watch the videos and tell that the squirrel wasn't rabid. Have you ever seen a rabid animal? I'm in Louisiana. I've seen enough rabid animals. Rabid animals don't eat waffles next to you for breakfast. That don't happen. I've seen rabid coyotes, rabid raccoons. You could clearly see something's wrong with them. There wasn't nothing wrong with the squirrel. And I don't even know about Fred the raccoon. He's getting kind of overlooked with Peanut the Squirrel. But rest in peace to Peanut and Fred. I hope they rest in peace, really. And you know what? While you're at it, take a moment to go check out my parody rap video about a character on my prison channel. This channel here, give me a like and subscribe, called Swamp Man. Because Swamp Man gives an ode to Peanut the Squirrel. Thanks for watching. Give me a like and subscribe. Thanks.